Chapter 1, A Warning to Beginners. In England, everything is different. You must understand that when people say England, they sometimes mean Great Britain, England, Scotland, and Wales. Sometimes the United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Sometimes the British Islands, England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and the Republic of Ireland, but never just England. On Sundays in Europe, the poorest person wears his best clothes and the life of the country become happy, bright and colorful. On Sundays in England, the richest people wear their oldest clothes and the country becomes dark and sad. In Europe, nobody talks about the weather. In England, you have to say nice day, isn't? About 200 times every day. Or people think you are a bit boring. In Europe, you get Sunday's newspaper on Monday in England, and a strange country. You get Sunday newspaper on Sunday. In Europa, bus the driver use the bill if they wants to drive on past a bus stop without shopping. In England, you use the bell when you want to be to stop. In Europe, people like their cars, but in England, they love their cats more than their family. In Europe, people eat good food. In England, people think that good manner and the table are more important than the food you get to eat. The English eat bad food, but they say it tastes good. In Europe, important people speak loudly and clearly. In England, they learn to speak slowly and quietly, so you cannot understand them. In Europe, clever people show that they are clever by talking about Aristotle. Horace and Montague in England, only stupid people try to show how clever they are. The only people who talk about Latin and Greek writers are those who have not read them. In Europe, almost every country, big or small, fights wars or show they are the best. The English fight wars against those people who think they are the best. The English already know which country is really the best. Europeans cry and quickly get angry. Instincting of the English use loudly quickly and their problem. In Europe, people are either honest with you or they lie to you. In English, people almost never lie, but they are almost never quite honest with you either. Many Europeans think that life is a game. The English think cricket and in a game. Chapter 2, Introducing People. This part of the book tells you who the people to other people. Most importantly, when you introduce strangers, don't say their name so that the other people is able to hear. Usually, this is not a problem because nobody can understand your accent. If somebody introduces you to a stranger, there are two important rules to follow. Number one, if he puts out his hand to shake yours, don't take it. Smile and wait. When he stops trying to shake your hand, try to shake. He's repeat this game all afternoon or evening. Quite possibly this will be the most amusing part of your afternoon or evening. Rule 2. The introduction are finished and your new friends ask if you are well. How do you do? But do never forget he don't really want to know. To him it doesn't not matter if you are well for you are dying of a terrible airlines. Don't answer. Your conversation will be like this. How do you do? You quite good health, not sleeping very well. Left foot hurts a bit, one or two stomach problems. A conversation like this is un-English and unforgivable When you meet somebody, never say, pleased to meet you. English people think this is very rude. And one other thing, don't call foreign language teachers, doctors, dentists, on shopkeepers, doctor. Everybody now that the little word doctors means that you are a Central European. It's a good thing to be a Central European in England. So you don't want people to remember. Chapter 3, the weather. This is the most important subject in the land. In Europe, people say he is the type of person who talks about the weather to show that somebody is very boring. In England, the weather is always an interesting, exciting subject, and you must be good at talking about it. Chapter 4, examples for conversation. Nice day, isn't? Isn't it beautiful? The sun, isn't it wonderful? Yes, wonderful, isn't? It's so nice and hot. I think it's so nice when it's hot, isn't it? I really love it. Don't you? Terrible day, isn't? Isn't yours pleasant? The rain, I don't like the rain. You think a day like this in July, it rains in the morning, then a bit of sun, and the rain all day. I remember the same July day in 1936. Yes, I remember too. Or was it 1928? Yes, it was. Or in 1939? Yes, that's right. Now, look at the last few sentences of this conversation. You can see a very important rule. You must always agree with other people when you talk about the weather. If it's raining and snowing and the wind is knocking down trees and someone say, nice day, isn't? Answer immediately. Isn't it wonderful? Learn this conversation by ear. You can use them again and again. If you repeat this conversation every day for the rest of your life, it's possible that people will think you are very clear, polite, and amusing. Listen to the weather reports on the radio, and you will hear different weather reports for different people. There is always a different report for farmers. For example, your air. Tomorrow it will be cloudy and cloudy. There will be a lot of rain. Then immediately after this is your air. Weather report for farmers. It will be bright and warm and there will be a lot of sunshine. Farmers do important work for the country, so they need better weather. You see, often the radio tells you that it's a nice day, but then you look outside and see that it's raining or snowing. Sometimes the radio says it's a rainy day and you see that the sun is shining brightly. This isn't because the weather people have made a mistake. It's because they have reported the right weather as they want it to be, but then some troublesome weather from another part of the world movies in across Britain and change the weather picture. If British weather has to mix with foreign weather, things are not looking very good. Chapter 5. Soul not quite saying what you mean. Foreign have soul, the English don't have soul. In Europe, you find many people who look sad. This is soul. The word king of soul belongs to the Slav people. Slavs are usually very deep thinkers. They say things like this: sometimes I'm so happy and sometimes I'm so sad. Can you explain why? You cannot explain, do not try. Or papers they say, I want to be in some other place, not here. Don't say, I like you to be in some other place too. All this is very deep. It's soul, just soul. But the English have not soul. Instead, they say less than they mean. For example, if a European boy wants to tell a girl that he loves her, he goes down on his knees and tells her she's the sweetest, most beautiful and wonderful person in the world. She was something in her, something special, and he cannot live one more minute without her. Sometimes, to make all this is quite clear, he showed himself. Happens every day in Europa countries where people have so. In England, the boy puts his hands on the girl's shoulders and say quietly, "You are all right, you know." If he really loves her, he says, "I really quite like you." In fact, if he wants to marry a girl, he say, "Would you?" If he wants to sleep with her, I say, "Shall we?" Chapter 6. Tea. Tea was once a good drink. With lemon and sugar, it tasted very pleasant. But then the British decides to put cold milk and no sugar into tea. They made it colors and tasty. In the hands of the English, tea became an unspiced drink, like dirty water, but they still call it tea. Tea is the most important drink in Great Britain and Ireland. You must never say, "I don't want a cup of tea," or people will think that you are very strange and very foreign. In an English home, you get a cup of tea at 5 o'clock in the morning when you are still trying to sleep. If your friends brings you a cup of tea and you wake from your sweetest morning sleep, you must not say, "I think you are most young to wake me up and I will like to shoot you." You must smile your best 5 o'clock smile and say, "Thank you so much. I do love a cup of tea in this time of the morning." When your friends leaves the room, you can throw the tea down the toilet. Then you have tea for breakfast. You have tea at 11 o'clock in the morning, then after lunch, then you have tea and tea time about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Then after supper, again at 11 o'clock at night. You must drink more cups of tea if the weather is hot, if it's cold, if you are tired, if anybody thinks you are tired, if you are afraid, before you go, if you are out, if you have used return home, if you want a cup, if you do want a cup, if you have not had a cup for some time, if you have used a hot cup. You must follow my example. I sleep at 5 o'clock in the morning. I have coffee on breakfast. I drink black coffee again and again during the day. I drink strange and usually teas with no milk at tea time. I had these funny foreign ways, and my poor wife, who was once a good English woman, know that them too, I'm sorry to say. Chapter 7. Sex. European men and women have sex lives. English men and women have hot waters bootles. Chapter 8. The language. When I arrived in England, I thought that I knew English. After I'd been here an hour, I realized I didn't understand one word. In my first week, I learned a little of the language, but after 7 years, I knew that I could never use it really well. This is sad, but nobody speaks English perfectly. Remember that those 500 words your ordinary Englishmen use most are not all the words in language. You can learn another 500, another 5,000, another 50,000 words after that, and you will still think another 50,000 you have never heard of. Nobody has heard of them. If you live in England for a long time, you will be very surprised to find that the word nice is not the only adjective in the English language. For the first 3 years, you don't need to learn or use any other adjectives. You can say that the weather is nice, a restaurant is nice, Mr. So and so is nice. Mr. Miss so and so's clothes are nice. You had a nice time, and all this will be very nice. You must decide about your accent. You will have your foreign accent. Right, but many people likes to mix with another accent. I knew a Polish chef who had a strong Yiddish Irish accent. People thought he was very interesting. The easiest way to show that you have a good accent or not foreign accent is to hold a pipe or cigarette in your mouth, to speak through your teeth and finish all your sentence with the question, isn't? People will not understand you, but they will think that you probably speak very good English. Many foreign try hard to speak with an Oxford accent. The city of Oxford has a famous university. If you have an Oxford accent, people think that you mix with clever people and that you are very intelligent. But the Oxford accent hurts your throat and it's hard to use all the time. Sometimes you can forget to use speak with your foreign accent and then where are you? People will learn at you. The best way to look clever is to use long words. Of course, these words are often Latin and Greek words which the English language has taken. Many foreigners have learning Latin and Greek in schools and they find that it's much easier to learn these words than the much shorter English words. These words are usually very long and make you seem very intelligent. When you talk to shopkeepers and postmen, but be careful with all these long words. They don't always have the same meaning as they once had in Latin or Greek. When you know all the long word, remember to learn some short ones to finally are two important things to remember. Number one, don't forget that it's much easier to write in English than to speak English because you can write with a foreign accent. Number two, when a bus or in the street, it's better to speak quickly and good German than to shout loudly in bad English. Anyway, all this language business is not ace. After 8 years in the country, a very cute woman told me the other days, you speak with a very good accent, but without any English. Good afternoon. My name is Anthony Steven Leon Valladolid, and today I'm going to talk about my experience and what I learned during this English level. In this course, I learned important grammar and vocabulary that help me communicate better in daily academic situation. In Unit 7, I learned to use how to use used to talk about past habits that are not longer true. For example, I used it to wake up late, but now I wake up early. I also learned comparisons using not as. For example, English grammar is not as difficult as it looks. And this unit helped me talk about changing my life. In Unit 8, I learned how we use to the present perfect and the present perfect continue to describe experience. We use the present perfect to talk life experience without saying when they happen. For example, I have visited another city, and the present perfect continuous is used to talk about actions that start in the past and continue now. For example, I have been studying English for a long time, and this unit helped me talk about my learning experience. Um, in the United Night, I learned about have to, need to, and must, which are used to express obligation and responsibility. For example, I have to study for exam and I must arrive on time to class. I also learned models of permission and prohibition such as can, can't, and must. And this unit was connected to employment and workplace rules. In Unit 10, I learned how to describe materials and use the passive voice. For example, this phone is made of metal. This is the present passive. I also learned the past passive. For example, the product was made in factory. And this unit helped me understand production and distribution. In Unit 11, I learned comparative verbs such as look for and give up, get up. And I also learned how to talk about opportunities and risks using real conditionals. For example, if I had more time, I would practice English more. And this helped me talk about my imaginary situations. Finally, in United 12, I learned how to describe accidents, use infinitive pronouns, and reported speech. For example, one second, one example. Okay, someone had an accident, but nobody was hurt. In reported search, we change what someone says. For example, he said that he was tired. Repeat. For example, he said that he was tired. Okay? In conclusion, this level helped me improve my English and feel more confident speaking. I learned useful grammar that I can use in real life and my future. And this is all. Thank you, teacher.